श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो में सन्निधत्तां सदाहृति श्रीवासरंग परकाल मुनित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मात्मरक्षण तित्युगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूत मनर्गशीलं गोपाल देशिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः व्यासं वशिष्ठ नप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुकथातं तपोनितिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. Today we will enjoy the sloka 52. Gabastinemi satvasta shimmo bhutamaheshwarah adidevo mahadevo devesho devabhridguruhu. It's a wonderful slokam, and it is a continuation of the previous slokam. Previous slokam we had avijñāta sahasramsu vidāta kritalakshanaha. Avijñāta, last week we saw avijñāta, he does not see, he does not know. What does he not know? He is a sarveshwaran, he is a sarvajñan, he knows everything, he is omniscient, but what does he not know? He does not know, or he does not see the fault, the papam, the sins, the mistakes, the defects, the doshams of the devotees, his bhaktas, people who have performed sharanagati to the Lord. He does not see their defects. He does not see their doshams. So avijñāta, he does not know. What a beautiful name. Sahasranamam, he who has thousands of rays, means he knows. He has got thousands of rays of knowledge, which is a contradiction to the previous nama. Because he knows everything, but he still does not know the doshams of the devotees. Vidāta, the supreme controller. But whom does he control? Whom does he protect? Whom does he save? Krita Lakshanaha, the one who has got the characteristics, the Lakshanam of his devotee, of a Vaishnava, Vishnu Bhakta. What are the characteristics? Krita Lakshanaha. So, next slokam, Gabastinemi satvasta simho bhutamaheshwaraha. Gabastinemihi, he who has the effulgent chakra on his body. The Lakshanam for a Vaishnava who gets initiated with Shankha Chakram on his shoulders by Guru. This is one meaning. From the last nama, Krita Lakshanaha. Or we can say this is meaning to the Perumal, Gabastinemi, one who has the effulgent chakra in his hand or near his shoulder, above his shoulder, Shankha Chakra. Sattva Gadvastinemi Sattvastaha, who is in the hearts of the devotees, who is in the heart, dwelling, residing in the cavity of the heart of his bhaktas. Simmaha, who has taken the Nrsimha avataram. Bhuta Maheshwaraha, the supreme lord of all beings. Adi Devaha, who is the first cause, who is the primordial chief, who is the supreme lord, who is endowed with effulgence, power, splendor, tejas, jyoti. Mahadevaha, he is the greatest of the devas, supreme of devas. Deveshaha, he is the ruler of devas. Devabhrit, he is the supporter of devas. Guruhu, he is the teacher. Such a simple, lovely slokam. Gabastinemi satvasta simho bhutamaheshwaraha adidevo mahadevo devesho devabhridguruhu Gabastinemi. He who has the effulgent chakra on his shoulder. He who enlightens everyone, everything by his splendor, effulgence, jyoti, shudar. He who is the center of the planetary system, Gabastinemihi. Sri Parasara Bhattar Vyakyanam, Gabastihi Deepyate Jyotirmayam. Nemi Lakshitam Chakram Yasya Iti Gabastinemihi. He who possesses the effulgent chakra. His chakra is Bhaswara Sahasrara Chakraha. The effulgent chakra with 1,000 spokes. That is why we saw Spurat Sakasrara Sikati Tivram Sudarshanam Bhaskara Koti Tulyam is Koti Bhaskaran. Crores of sun equivalent to one chakra. So the Vaishnava, the Vishnu's devotee, has the Sankha chakra on his body, initiated by the Guru. He places the Sankha chakra on the shoulder when he initiates with the Pancha Samskaram. So, Sri Parasara Bhattar Vyakhyanam is Yama and Yamaduta, they don't even come near to those devotees who have the Sankha chakra on their shoulders. Because, do not touch them. They are Vishnu Bhaktas. Yama tells his messengers. So their savior is Gabastinemihi. Their protector is the chakra. Who has the weapon? Who has his weapon? The 1,000-spoked effulgent chakra. Even in Tirupalland, Periyalvar says, Tiyir Poligendra Senchudaraadi Tigal Tiri Chakaratin Koyir Poriale Mutrunde Nindru Kudi Kudi Aachi Hindro. Tiyir Poriale Tiyir Poligendra Senchudaraadi Tigal Tiri Chakaratin. Tiyir Poligendra. They slightly heat the chakra symbol and place on the shoulder, Shankha chakra, the Acharyan. So Tiyir Poligendra Senchudaraadi Tigal Tir Chakaratin Koyir Poriale Wotrunda Nindru Kudi Kudi Aachi. We serve you as the eternal Bhakta of yours, as your devotee, by having the Sankha chakra marks on our shoulders, says Periyalvar. So, Kapastinemi is such, there is a beautiful story behind this. There was one Sri Vaishnava by name Chakravarti. His name was Chakravarti. And maybe because Ramachandra Chakraman or Dasharatha, so Chakravarti, he was called Yadukula Chakravarti or Ayodhya Chakravarti. So he was Chakravarti. So this Chakravarti was a great devotee in Kanchipuram, and he took a bath in the river, nearby river. When you take a bath, you have to face the current of the river. Suppose the river is coming in one direction, you have to face towards against that direction and take a dip in the river. So he took a dip in the river against the direction at which the river was coming, the water was coming, and suddenly something hit him, hit his body, hit his head, because he took a dip and something hit him. He saw that was a corpse. Somebody had died in the river and the body was coming in the current of the river. So it hit his body. He suddenly was stopped and shocked and saw he was not wearing any punal, there was no upavidam, and he was not having any mark on his forehead or anywhere. But he had chakra on his shoulder. Suddenly the Chakravarti remembered he must have been initiated by a guru. So he immediately pulled him. Yeah, Vishnu Bhakta should not die like an orphan. Somebody has to perform funeral rites. So immediately he tried to collect wood and wanted to perform funeral pyre and do the final rites for that particular body. And the whole village came hearing this. They saw, because it's a small village, they all came. They said, you don't even know who the person is. He does not even have the upavidam. How can you touch the body, and that too do not know who does he belong to, the body? So how can you do that? They say, all I can see is the Sudarshana chakra on his shoulder. He is a Vishnu Bhakta. So I have to perform a fellow Bhakta funeral rites. So he, in spite of their protest, resistance, anger, shouting, howling, abusing, he performed the rites. So they said, hereafter we will not support you for any of your family function. Whether it is Shradam or wedding or any function, we would not honor your function. You are, as far as we are concerned, you are out. And because you don't listen to us, you are called Pollan. Pollan means bad guy. Pollan, Polladavan, Pollan. So they all call him Pollan thereafter. So everybody, the news went. There was at the same time, this was during Ramanuja's time, at the same time, the Kanchipuram Varadaraja Perumal every day was served by one person by name Trikkachi Nambi, Kanchipurnar. Trikkachi Nambi he was a Vaishya, he was not a Brahmin, but he used to perform Kaikaryam to Varadaraja with devotedly, sincerely, all the time. He used to perform the Chamara Kaikaryam, Shamaram. And Perumal, Kanchipuram Varadaraja Perumal used to be in conversing with him, talking to him. He used to talk to our Trikachinambi. In fact, Ramanuja as a young lad, teenage boy, used to hear that Kanchipurna used to talk to Varadarajan. He asked few questions and Varadaraja answered those questions. We will see another day those questions and answers. So here Kanchipurnar was performing Kaikaryam to Varadarajan. And what happened? Varadarajan Perumal asked Gajendra, his name was Gajendra, Swami, any news, latest news, flash news, breaking news in the city? Because he knows, he just wanted Kanchipurna to tell. So he said, yeah, yesterday there was one, our Chakravarti Swami was taking bath in the river and suddenly one dead body came and hit him in the river current. So he saw chakra on his shoulder, knowing that he is Vishnu Bhakta because of the chakra symbol. He must have been initiated by an Acharyan, Guru. So he pulled the body out and performed funeral rites despite the protest of the village. Everybody was against it because we do not know who the person is. How could you do that? He could be belonging to some other caste. So those days it was looked down upon. But he went ahead and performed. So they call him Pollan since yesterday. They said he is out of their system. They won't support him in any fashion, any way. So outcast. So Kanchipurnar said, once Kanchipurnar said this, Varadaraja Perumal smiled. For the village, for the Oorar, Oorarukku avan Pollan, Yanakku avan Nallan. He said, for me, he is the best, he is good. For others, he may be bad. What he did is perfectly correct. For me, whether he belongs to any caste, any birth, because of their karma, people are born in their respective kulam, birth. But as long as he becomes a bhakta of the Lord has no favorites. In a round planet, there is no side. He does not favor. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. In Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, every being is equal to me. And my devotees are more equal to me, darling to me. So this bhakta, he is very darling to Vishnu. So he has performed funeral rites, means Perumal is extremely pleased with it. So if you see any Vishnu Bhakta, if you see any Bhakta of the Lord, you should obey, pay respect regardless of the kulam, caste, creed, gender, no bias. So that's what he advises. So Nallan, since then, their kulam is called Nallan Chakravarti. Tirumalai Nallan Chakravarti. Even our Rajaji was Nallan Chakravarti. So they belong to that Nallan Vamsham. So beautifully this chakra is talked about. This chakra we enjoyed a few months back. Chakra Yudam, Sudarshanashtakam. So like Periyalvar Vadivar Shodhi Valatturayum Chudarayum Pallande. He says, long live your chakra on your hand. When Perumal appeared with Periyapirati, he sang Pallande because he burst out with Vatsalyam. And he sang Pallandu for him and the Lord to be eternally together. Please do not separate me. So he said, Adiyomodum ninnodum pirivindri ayiram palland. You and I should live together eternally forever, thousands, millions of years and years. Then Vadiva Shodhi Valatturayum Chudarayum Palland. Padaipor Pukkumalangum of Panjasanniyamum Pallande. So that whenever Perumal takes avataram, Pirati also takes avataram, Mahalakshmi. Thiruvaliyalvan, Sudarshanalvan also takes avataram in some form or the other. He took the avataram as Bharatalvan. So, this is in Ahirbhujna Samhita, in Shruti Vakyam, everywhere this is talked about Sudarshanalvan. So, we enjoyed so much about Sudarshanalvan during the Sudarshanashtakam. So, Bhattar's Vyakyanam, Gabastinemaye Namaha. Gabastinema. Nemi means the circumference of the wheel. So Gabastinemi means who by his effulgence enlightens everything. Here we all know that the sun gives light to everything. He is Gabastinemi. He gives light to the sun. Bhishasma dvatah pavati bhishodheti suryaha bhishasma dagnischendrascha. So with fear the sun shines, fearing this Sudarshana. When Krishna hides the chakra, hides the sun with his chakra during the Kurukshetra battle, the entire place became dark, and the person thought it has already become night. That is how he killed Jayatrathan. So he is Gabastinemihi. Then we have Gabastinemi Sattvastaha. Sattvastaha, he who resides in the heart of the devotees. He who is always in Sattva Guna. He who resides in all beings. Sattvastaha. So three interpretations are so beautifully talked about. Bhagavan always is in the heart of the devotees as an Antaryami. There is no karma in them since darkness does not exist where there is sun. So he is known as Sattvastaha. When Lord Hari, who is imperishable, who is eternal, who sends his chakra, who has Shankh, Gada, everything. So here, when he is there, how can Papam come? When he stays in the hearts of the devotees, and when the devotees know that there is no way that Papa would come. So that is the way Sattvastaha. Simmaha, he who punishes those who harm his devotees, as the Nrsimha Avataram. So this Nama occurs also in the 202. Now it is appearing Sri Bhagavan Nrsimha Avataram. So he continues in the 202, it was Nrsimha Avataram. He continues here saying that Bhagavan protects his devotees by punishing, if necessary, anyone who tries to harm his bhakta. He punishes Yama and his servant if they approach his bhakta with the intent of harming him or pushing him into the hell without realizing that he is Vishnu's devotee. So that is why Simmaya Namaha. And then we have Bhuta Maheshwaraha. He is the Supreme Lord of all beings. Bhagavan is the Supreme Lord of all beings, as evidenced by his being the Lord of the likes of Brahma, Yama, Deva, Indra, everyone. So here he is the Lord, Bhuta Maheshwaraha. And Mover Mudalvanar Muvulagai Ali. Mover Mudalvan, or Muvulaga Ali, the foremost among the mover, and the supreme ruler of all three worlds. Thiruvaimozhi says, Periya Appanai, Piraman Appanai, Urudran Appanai, Munivarku Uriya Appanai, Amarar Appanai, Ulagukor Tani Appan Tannai. He is the Father, he is the Lord of all Devas, all Devatas, Rishis, God, everything in all the worlds. So Bhutam Mahan Ishwaraha, he who is the greatest Lord of all beings, Shankaracharya mentions in his Bhagavatam. Maheshwaraha, Bhuta means truly, the Maheshwara, Narayana is the Supreme Lord. Bhutena Satyena Sa Eva Paramatma, Mahan Ishwara Iti Bhuta Maheshwara. So here it refers to Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagavan points out that sadly the foolish people do not recognize his glory as the Bhuta Maheshwaraha, because they think he is just a human being taking the human form and being so easily accessible. 9th chapter 11th slokam, Krishna says this. He is Bhuta Maheshwaraha. And then we have Adi Devaha, he who is the first cause, primordial cause, and is endowed with effulgence, the foremost deity. So Bhattar's Vyakhyanam is, he is the cause and he is ever shining. He is the cause of all devas and is possessed of greatest jyoti, splendor. So, and Shankaracharya says he is the first through whom all beings come to exist, and he is divine. So, Adi Devaha, that is why Adi Bhuga Amara Agara Mudala Eduthellam Adi Bhagavan Mudatraya Ulage. Adi Bhagavan, he is the Adi Bhagavan, primordial chief. Trivandluvar says, Adi Devaha, Mahadevaha, he is the greatest player. Divi means play. Mahadevaha, greatest player. So Div means play. He is superior to all devas, and for him they are all like the play things, like a toys. All devas, beings, humans, plants, animals, everything is his toy to play. That is why Akila Bhuvana Janma Stema Bangadi Leele, says Bhagavad Ramanuja in Sri Bhashya Mangala Slokam. It is all his divine sport. So Inbam or Leela is that he gives us all the means. By giving this Leela, the sport, he is giving us the means to reach him, such as the Archarupam, Archavataram, and he is there in the temple, he is there in Shaligramam, in our Sannidhi, in our home, for blessing us. He is giving us opportunity in his Leela, in his divine sport, for us to get rid of the Samsara Sagara. And even Chinmayananda explained that since all the other gods came from him, he is the Mahadeva, Supreme Lord. Deveshaha, he is the ruler of all devas. Deveshaha, he is the very consciousness of all devas. Antaratma of all devas. And then Deva Brit, he is the supporter of all devas. So Parasara Bhattar says, different devas he assigns different devatas to the different duties, based on their abilities, based on their karma, and thus protects them. Manisharku Devar Pola Devarkum Devan, Nammalvar says. Manisharku Devar Pola Devarkum Devan. For us, for the insect, for the ant, we are like giants. When the ant looks at us, oh, such a huge form, they would look at us like that. Whereas when we look at the Devas, Indran, Agni, Suryan, huge Devatas. Manishark Devar Pola, Devarkum Devan is he, the Lord. So, in as much as the ant looks at us, we look at Devas look at Paramatma. So, that is Deva Brite. Then Guruhu. Guru means the one who removes darkness, the preceptor, the Acharyan, the Prima Acharyan, the Pratama Acharyan is the Lord. Bhagavan is Guru because he gives the Vedas to us. In Vishnu Puranam, Brahma is quoted as saying, Hari Guru Vasha Gosmi. I am under the control of my Guru, Bhagavan Harihi, Brahma says. Yovai Vedamscha Prahinoti Tasmai, Shvetaswatara Upanishad. He who teaches him the Vedas. Bhagavan is the Pratama Acharyan. That is why we say, Lakshmi Nata Samarambam Natayamana Madhyamam Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. From Lakshmi Nathan starts the Guru Parampara, Acharya. So, he is the Guru. Guru is the one who removes darkness. Guru. the one who dispels darkness. Acharyan means achinoti sastratan achare stapayatyapi. Swayam acharate yasmat tasmat acharya uchate. Means the one who practices what he preaches. Before he preaches, he practices. That is acharya. He does not say something and do something else. He practices. Acharya. So, Acharya Devo Bhava, the Upanishad says, Guru is equal to God, if not more. Once who has an unflinching, unconditional faith on Guru will be definitely saved. But of course, he has to be a Sadacharya, Satvika Guru. We should not go to some self-styled gurus or self-declared gurus. So they should have some uninterrupted lineage. That's Guru. Adiyan. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Dhanyosmi.